Hi, everyone. Welcome to Talking Tech with Creative Podcast. This is a podcast where we look at the intersection of technology, culture, art, just that intersection. My name is Stella Oni, and I cannot believe it, but I've been doing this podcast for a year and a half now. And I've had some amazing guests that have come onto the podcast. And just doing podcasts has given me, enlightened me to the fact that there's a gap that that this podcast fills, which is that gap between technology, culture, art. There's one more thing, but I can't remember that, but it fills a gap. So my guest today I'm quite excited about my guest today. His name is Melody Nehemiah, and he comes from a music background. He's going to tell us more about himself. But so this is about music production. It's about creating a platform for artists out and Melody is going to tell us more about it, but he's created a platform that allows artists to be able to get payments from all the other multiple platforms. So, for example, if you had Spotify and all the other platforms that are take your streaming, the Melody's platform is almost like, I would say, like a middle bit there that collects from all that, like it collects from those payment system to pay the artists. That's my own
Yes.
kind of big understanding, but Melody is going to tell us about himself. So, Melody,
Yes.
welcome to the podcast. Before we even
Thank you,
begin,
Stella.
before we talk about Songdis, which is your platform, tell us about yourself. Tell us about your background in music. What led you to this in terms of, because something has to be a pivot, and I'm always interested in that. So tell us about yourself, Melody.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Viewers that are watching at home, and hello, Stella, once again. My name is Melody Nehemiah. I'm the CEO and founder of Songdis. Songdis is a digital distribution platform that help African independent artists and labels get their music everywhere in simple steps. So we help them get their music to more than 200 digital platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, and more. Then we'll help these artists collect royalties and send to them. So in a very simple time, the music you listen to every now and then, the music you listen to whenever you are watching a movie, the music you listen to on your phone, anytime you listen to these songs, it generates stream royalties. So basically, what we do for these artists is that we give them access to be able to just one upload. Their music goes everywhere, streaming platform, TV stations, video games, and whenever these songs are being exploited, it generates revenue. So what our platform do, we deliver this music to all these digital platforms, then we collect the revenue and pay directly to the artists in their currency. Outside of that too, we also provide marketing support. For myself, I've been a music producer since 2015. I started working in the music industry as no, I had when I was in school, in when I was in secondary school, because I'm born and brought up from Kaduna State, but I grew up in Niger State, which is very close to Abuja, that's the capital of Nigeria. One of the things I used to do for my uncle then, whenever I'm back from school on my free time, I used to sell CDs. For Nigerians, there's something we call Alabas. When you want to listen for the era of streaming platform, if you want to listen to any music, you have to buy the CD and go and play. So what we used to do is that I used to help my uncle sell CDs and also, yeah. So moving on, I started having interest in music production. I started music production from 2014 to 2022. So I was like making beats from Suleja. I moved to Abuja. I've worked with artists. While I was working, yeah, while I was working as a music producer, I was working with a lot of artists. I was producing for one of my artists that is very close to me. So I was making beats for him for free. I was recording him. I was doing marketing. I was just doing everything to make sure that artist prosper. So by God's grace, one of his songs went very viral. More than 100,000 Shazams and more than 3 million streams. So when the song went viral, we wanted to withdraw our royalties. Even before we were able to distribute that particular song, we were looking for a distribution platform to use. But majority of the distribution platform that we before you could join the platform, you have to have dollar card, and that was the problem for him. But me, I knew that I was very technical. I got my dollar card. I think Access Bank was they were doing dollar card, so I was able to like have a dollar card that will be able to pay something online. Because as a producer, you use different kind of tools every day online. I need to buy those tools. So I have this card I was using to buy. So I paid for the distribution platform that I was using to produce for that my artists. Then when I paid for it, a lot of artists had similar issues. When they want to distribute their song, they will give me the money in Naira. Then I will help them pay for that distribution platform. And at the end of the day, even after I pay, those artists they don't still know how to upload. So I will still be the one to help them upload the music on this platform. So even
Mm-hmm.
after uploading this music, when it's time to withdraw royalties or when the artists want to know, okay, how much they've made, they can message me around 12 a.m. when I'm sleeping. Alpha, please, I want to check my royalties. I want to know what's up with how much I'm making. So it was very too much for me to control 50 people, and I'm using another platform that don't necessarily know me. I'm just doing that for because they are my artists. So
Yeah.
it was like a problem for the artist I was managing that his song went very viral. Wanted to withdraw royalties after waiting for 2 years for the royalties to climb up to almost $1,000. Then we were like happy that finally we are going to like withdraw this royalty. And what we tend to do with the royalty is to invest it back to the artist's career. Maybe just shoot something for promotion so that we can get more exposure. But when we wanted to withdraw the money, first of all, PayPal was not working in Africa. Before I could even get paper. I remember trying to register on paper. I watched almost all the videos on YouTube. Still no avail. I have to use my friend's paper that stays in the UK. Then after that, I was able to when we wanted to initiate the video, they now charge us 30% tax. That's from the US. This is because we are not US citizens, right? So they take 30% from the $1,000, which is seven. Yes, that's $300, and they gave us $700.
Big amount of money.
Yes. So it's something that is still happening up to now. I think the US have something they call tax treaty, a tax law like that called tax treaty, and most of the companies here, some countries don't have that tax treaty with the US, like most African countries. Yes. So because of that, a lot of people have been complaining that why will these people take 30% off my money without doing anything? Why would they just remove my funds like that? So because of that, I think sometimes I will even message these artists to distribute that this is a problem these people are facing. One of these artists was sending death threats to me because he felt that I'm the one,
You were
like
sitting on
I'm
his
the one
money.
holding. Yes, I'm the one holding the money. So I have to explain this is how it was. This is how this is. You understand? Yes, yes. Because of that, I was able to like. I now started thinking about it. I think in 2023 or 2023 start 2022, I wanted to travel outside because I was just tired of creating beats because I'm always making beats. If you should check on YouTube, if you check on my channel, I have a lot of beats I've uploaded. So what I used to do is that if the video should release an album today, I will remake the beats exactly the beats, but without the voice on it. Because some of these artists will not upload their instrumentals on YouTube. So I will go through the process of remaking the beats. Then when I remake this beat, I'll upload it on some of these platforms. Then when I upload it, many artists, obviously YouTube is global. Many people will go to the YouTube, they will check the beats and they will download it, they'll reach out to me. So because of that, I had a lot of artists I was working with, and majority of the time they will need distribution. You understand? Because whenever you make a song, you want to get it out there to the world. So I'm always the guy they will meet for distribution because I have a track record of making somebody's song. Like an artist with no record label, his song just went viral. People were streaming the song from
So you're
abroad.
Yeah, so you are, in essence, instead of going and signing on a label or any of those things, you are bypassing all that and going straight to the people with the,
Ye-
yeah. I need to ask
Yes.
you a question before you continue because not
Okay.
everybody's from a music babackground. So
Okay.
tell us, what is a beat?
Okay.
What
A
is
beat.
what is it? Yeah, what is because you're
Yes.
talking about beats, yeah.
Yes, a beat is a sequence of, I think, rhythm, melody. That's if I should say melody now, you might ask me what is melody. A beat is basically, in a layman, if you listen to music, a beat is instrumental without the voice, without the singing voice on it. If you listen to any song, there's always the singing voice which has the lyrics on it. Why
Mm-hmm.
a beat is just the harmony of the song and also the rhythm, how it sounds. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
always like creating that for artists. I don't know
Mm.
if you understand.
Yeah, so when you say you upload it to YouTube, because we're gonna get all your links and everything.
Yes, yeah.
When you say you upload it to YouTube, what does that mean? Who would go to that your YouTube and consume the beats? Is it other artists that will do it or just people?
Yes, yes. So the way it works in music is that there's a lot of time whereby artists will want to, maybe artists, especially artists that are starting out, they don't necessarily have the funds to always pay a producer to make their own beats. So what they used to learn is that their favorite artist, let's say for instance, the video now is your
Mhm.
favorite artist or Two Face. I don't know if Two Face or you
I know, don't
definitely.
worry, I'm an Afrobeat fan.
Yeah, yeah. So when they make music, probably you like the way they sound on that beat and you want to try to see if you can do that too. So the easiest thing they usually used to do is to get that beat. And what they do is that they search the beat on the internet. Right? They can search, okay, the video if instrumental. You get once they search the video if instrumental, then producers that have make that type of beats, your beat will pop out. They through the search engine. Then when your beats pop out, they get to record on it. So that's how it works.
So that's why I have to say, that's why some new music will sound unique and they'll go viral and people like Ashake, they sound original. But then some other music will sound like copy of, do you see what I'm saying? Do you think it's a beat?
Yes.
They will sound almost like the original artist, but just different kind of music. So you can see that it might work, it might go viral, it might not go viral. Is that so? Do you think that so the beats they're going for those beats and putting their own songs on it for
Yeah.
familiarity? People that
Yeah.
are fans of Davido might just like that music as well. Is it something like that?
Yeah, yes, it's something close to that, but not really. Because
Mm-hmm,
what I mean by, if I'm talking about remake, because there's
mm-hmm,
something called cover songs in
mm-hmm,
music. So cover song is if I should sing exactly what Davido is singing, even including the lyrics,
mm-hmm,
but I'm using my own voice. That means you are making a cover. While there are some other artists that will listen to that particular Davido song, they don't necessarily want to create everything alike, but they just want to get inspiration from it. Maybe how the drum is sounding, because the song
mm-hmm.
is a hit song. So they want to replicate something like that, but they want to also their source. So it's so different in beats like music. In fact, generally creativity, arts, we tend to get inspiration from other people and add what we have in us. Yeah.
Right.
So for stuff like cover, if I'm talking about cover, is remake. For instance, you have to copy the beat exactly. Then some persons might sing their own original lyrics to the song or their own original melody to that beat, while other
Mm-hmm.
people might tend to sing everything alike. So my job was I was doing everything. I would produce my original beats, but because of Davido or any big artist, that or sometimes I'll make even Justin Bieber. If they are dropping song around 12 a.m., trust me, before 12:10, I've already uploaded my song, my beats. So what happened is that once you finish.
From the that's wow.
Yes. So once you finish listening to that Davido's original, my beat will come up next because search engine algorithm has a way of recommending. Because what I used to use the title, for instance, now I remake Davido if now on my beats now the title is going to be Davido if. Then I now put comma put to remake instrumental. So if you just search Davido if, you will see my own. Out of 1 million people, 20 people or 20 people might decide to just, okay, let me listen to what this guy is doing. So that was what I was doing. So I had a lot of, I was famous among the underground artist community, both in Nigeria, as long as you are serious about music. So I was having a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people. That was even how I was able to leave Abuja and even move to Lagos. Because when I came to Lagos, I was working for a record label because of that. So that's how I started. Yeah,
I'm so impressed. I love
yeah.
it. I love this is the kind of story that excites me because the funny thing is that because I'm an author.
Okay.
What you're saying, even though the publishing world is completely different and very traditional, we have different kind of publishing. It's very traditional. It's still the same kind of creative process that goes on. Like when you're talking about beats and this and instrumentalists and
Yes.
everything. In writing, I'm a writer. We talk about craft of writing, improving your writing, but at the same time, you are going there and understanding what other well-known artists are doing, what are they doing, so it's very exciting.
Yeah,
Creativity is
thank you.
exciting. But
Thank
so
you.
did you ever want to be a musician at all, or you've always wanted to be at the back end producing and doing all the
Yeah,
other bits? I'm curious.
yes. Yes,
Did
I
you ever
think
want to sing?
because my name is Melody, I've right,
Yeah. Your
right.
parents named you, they named you
Yes,
well.
and that's my only name. So right from when I was small, and because of Destiny Kids, I don't know if you know Destiny Kids. There are these popular children artists then that are singing melody, melody, melody. Oh, melody in my heart. So because of that, I was very delusional. I just felt that okay, I'm supposed to do music because obviously my name is Melody. So I wanted to sing. I think the
Mhm.
first day I went to join our church choir,
Mhm.
I tried to sing, and when they gave me the mic to just do a test run, I just did my voice because I don't want them to laugh at me because my voice is too tiny. So I feel like so after I tried to sing, I noticed that I'm not comfortable with hearing my voice. I don't know why it was like that. So
Mhm.
I started developing ears for sound. Even when I'm listening to music, even right now, if I'm listening to any song, before I will catch what the artist is saying, I'm already paying attention to the beats, what they are playing. That's how it talks in my mind. So I just thought that okay, this music thing, I'm just going to work as a producer because since I already have interest, I like it,
Back end
instruments.
of it. Yeah, we call
Yeah,
it the back.
yeah, yeah,
Even
yes.
in
Then I
technology,
decided to
you have like
just
back end, front end and
yeah,
back end. You want to
yeah.
work with you want to tinkle with the way the thing works.
So I
So
decided to yeah. You wanted to ask
yeah, you
something?
finish and I will ask
Yeah,
a
so
question.
I decided to just be a producer. So as I was explaining, I was working with this artist that was very close to me. In fact, we still work right now. So I was helping him produce. Then his songs went very viral. We were getting shows all over Nigeria. And since I'm his producer, is like my artist, I have to step in as his manager. So
Mhm.
I started managing him. Through that, we were able to I opened a management company called the Heavily Wave. So what we do at the Heavily Wave, we help artists with artist development, artist branding, music marketing, and music distribution. So our music distribution was basically for our own artists that are under our roster as their management company, right? Then I noticed that it seems that we were doing a lot. In 2023, I wanted to travel abroad because I was just tired of making beats. I felt very broke and I was not having this creative juice to always make beats because artists want hit song and me, I'm the kind of person that I'm concerned about the art. Sometimes I don't just want to do beats. I just want to create how I feel. It might not be something that is trending right now. I might get inspiration from something that is on the 90s. I like the way this particular sound and I would like to create something like that.
Experiment. Just go,
Yeah,
yeah.
yes, but artists these days, especially Nigerian, most upcoming Nigerian artists, they want something that is trending. So I was just tired of making something like that. Then I wanted to travel. I think I wanted to travel to Dublin. Then I got a job to work as a caregiver in Dublin. Then
Oh, at that time, yeah.
I was now thinking about it. I was now very depressed because deep down
Oh,
within me, I didn't just want to travel because I wanted to try, but because I wanted to survive. I don't want to leave Nigeria and just for along the line. I was started watching a lot of videos on YouTube. I was
mm,
watching. I don't know if Wanda Maya, some
mm.
yeah, some
Oh,
of
the
these
Maya.
Yes,
And
yes,
Bayo, I
yes,
uh,
yes. So I was
uh,
watching them. I was hearing stories of people coming from overseas, from diaspora, coming back to Africa. Some people are doing resorts. Some people are building tech companies.
and then you want to leave to go and do
And
tech
I
work
want
in
to
London.
leave. And
Meanwhile,
I want to.
you're already in the foundation. No, it's
Yes,
mentoring. You know what is lacking is mentoring. Mentoring somebody who would have said, "Oh, my boy, you're on the right path. Let me help you." You understand what I'm
yes.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I wanted to. I'm not. I said, I'm not thought of it. I said, why would I want to leave? Like when people are coming, and I started thinking, okay, what will I do? You
Mm-hmm.
understand? And I look at myself because even before building Songdis, I've had different ideas. Sometimes I'll have ideas, but I don't know how to start. Before I know, I'll see one company. Even there's one time I had an idea of a marketplace that if you are looking for influencers, because I work with so many micro influencers, and I noticed that a lot of micro influencers, they don't mind to Kiati Mohammed Ojin, they don't mind to be I will have how I'll have ideas of making something, and then so I have this idea of creating a content. So yeah, so I had an idea of creating a content platform that can connect. I have sometimes I will get, because I think I'm very innovative. So I was running the music management company there, and we are doing marketing. Most times when we get artists will release their music, they will need people to use their music for videos like that, and it was very hard to get them. So what I was thinking is that, okay, if we can collect a platform that we can have this. If you have 200 followers, you can come to the platform and make a video, and then you get paid as low as 1,000 naira. So if you make 10 videos, you get paid 10,000 naira. We have some people in Nigeria that are working in all these bricklayer side, they're not even getting paid up to 10,000 naira. So it was,
Oh.
yeah, it was. I thought that, okay, I will be able to do this, but at the end of the day, I didn't do it. Before I know, I started seeing people started launching different platforms that's similar to that idea. So when I had the idea of song design, I wanted to move out. Then one spirit in me was not telling that she just niche down. You understand? Because I'm always,
And
yes.
that's key.
Yeah, because I'm always watching videos from different people, and I just thought that, okay, instead of just doing music marketing, it seems very too much. I'm just the only one. I should just have an identity. And since I have a lot of artists that were having this issue, then I was able to understand how to solve a problem and make money from it. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? So I had having the ideas, even from my own personal issues of having to deal with a lot of international distribution platform. At the end of the day, the artists
Mm-hmm.
are not getting paid. In
Mm.
2024 alone, Sub-Saharan Africa made over $100 million, and just 2%.
Oh.
Yes, and just 2% in music revenue, and just 2% of that returned back to the continent. This is
Wait,
because,
why? 2%.
yes,
Why? Two
this is,
percent of 100 million. So
yeah,
where is the rest
100.
of
Yeah, so if you're talking about this money, it's not just like the superstars like Whiskey, Davido
no,
that are
little
making.
money now, distribution.
Yeah,
Because we have that in publishing as well. We have something like Songdis. We have it a distribution channel called Draft to Digital. You
uh,
upload all your
books,
work, yeah,
written.
your manuscript on there. They will distribute it. They get the money. They take their 10% and give you the
Mhm.
rest of the money. So it's not.
Yeah,
That's why I said it's similar to publishing, especially when it
yes.
comes to self-publishing.
So how is okay? Why is like that is because the infrastructure is broken, and there was not a lot of knowledge on how things are run. Because
Mhm.
it's not just like the A-list that are making music and making money. Like for
Everybody, yeah,
somebody that, yeah, for somebody that like me that lose 30% of our $1,000. Imagine there are a lot of people
it's
like
so,
that.
it's
Yeah.
so,
So
in fact,
because
that is
of,
seriously unfair.
yeah, because of that, I have to like, okay, I thought that, okay, it's enough reason for us to build song this. So that's the reason why we decided, okay, we are going to build this platform and make it very easy for people to join. We are going to make it very, just thought that, okay, since artists are able to use Instagram, they're able
Mhm.
to use YouTube, then they should be able to use song this, like a platform that is more user friendly, something not complicated, more of like social media. The
Mhm.
operation, the model is something that you can just, if you just lay your hands on it, you can find your way on it. Something not very hard. Then we decided to build song this short form of song distribution, right? That's song distribution. We decided to build song this to make it very easy for artists to join. very easy for them to distribute their song, very easy for them to also receive their payments. Original normal distribution platform, most of them, if you want to receive payments, you wait for this. But you can, because Africa now, for people like Ghana, most of the normal, let's say the normal independent artists that are not A-list, they use Momo as Momo payment. That's their method of transacting. They don't use bank transfer. So we decided to make each region in Africa to be able to pay conveniently to join. For countries like Nigeria, not everybody is convenient to even put the Nigerian card details on any web platform, because most of them might feel like it's scam. Yes. So on our platform, you can decide to transfer even just normal bank transfer without putting your card or USDD. You can use code, because some of them they might not be using
So
a
there's a
very very
trust,
slow.
because
Yes.
I'm sure some of my questions that's that, but we have a whole load of questions that I told you that normally I don't even go through all those questions.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Okay.
But let
So
me
that's the story. That's my story, and that's the story of Songdis.
so me, because I come from a technical background, I
Yeah.
need to understand you are a music producer, but you've now created this platform. So how did you scale from being a music producer? How did you trans what's the word? How do you go
Transition.
transition? How do you what was the transition between from music producer to creating this platform? How did you start it? Who were did
Man.
you number one, you have to look at funds. Number two, you have to look at engineers. You have to look at engineers that will build the platform for you. Are they based in Nigeria? Are they based in India? I've got, like I told you, I've got a very strong technology background. Break it down for me, please, how you did
Okay.
it.
Okay.
Well,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
as much as you want to share.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you so much. So how I was able to do that is because I just started. First of all, I understand the problem. So again, when I moved to Lagos earlier on, I was working in a record label. I was working with them as a producer then. There's one of the staff that we were staying in the same room. He was like the cleaner in the record label. Then I was working as a producer, but because of accommodation, we have to stay together. So he was using my laptop to learn coding whenever I'm not whenever I'm not producing. Then after I stopped working there 4 years later, that same cleaner, I started building. He left the record label, so I started building many platforms for fintech.
This cleaner.
Yes, that's the same guy that turns out to be my co-founder and CTO. His name is Obed Ogu. So when I had the idea, I said, bro, let's build this thing. It was like, oh, okay, now let's do it. And I was watching Y Combinator. I understand the importance of having a co-founder that has another domain
Technical,
expertise.
yeah, acumen.
Yes. So I knew that okay, I had the idea. I need
Mhm.
somebody
Yes, yeah,
to
yes,
be able to
person.
code it. And I don't have money to, even though I've tried to pay some certain people before, but because of the billing I'll run. So this is my co-founder that is also my friend. I told him about it and was like, okay, even though it was like okay, something like that. I told him, okay, I knew already how we could make it work, but I didn't know how to like build it technically. So I told him about the idea. He buy into it and was like, okay, let's do this. So that was how we were able to build the platform. And because based on funding, when I started, in fact, all of my friends, I'll be like telling them, "Oh, I have this idea. Are you interested to join? I will give you equity." So I was not saying that, and I had a lot of people join at the beginning, but like when we were growing, challenges comes, and because they were not getting paid, some of them left, some stuff like
Oh,
that. So
yeah.
yeah, so we
That's
bootstrap.
the experience of a founder.
Yeah, we
Experience of
started
founder. Yeah.
we started making, I think even before we launched our MVP, we started making, people have started paying to join already before.
Hmm.
Yes, before we launched. Because if anybody, because I remember I told you that people were meeting me to use other platforms to distribute for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me just explain MVP to people before because they don't know. So minimum viable product is the very basic. So if you're building anything, the basic one that will function. So it might not be pretty, it might not, but it will function. So that's the minimum. Then a founder who has built a platform or whatever it is, even if it's a software, they will now start building on top of that and improving it. So minimum of that.
Yes.
So MVP, if you hear MVP, it's minimum viable product. Go on then.
Yes. Yeah, so from the revenue that we're getting from the subscription, we're able to return it back to the business. So we're able to like start paying for stuff, domain, and also because of my experience in the music, because I'm also like a music executive. I work with smaller record labels. I help direct them because I have like huge experience and knowledge in music business. I went
Okay.
to a music business academy. It is a
Mm,
school in academy in Nigeria where they teach people how the music business work in Africa and globally. So
mm.
I went to that school. I have experience. So a lot of artists were like reaching out to me, Alpha, I would like to do this thing. So I was like taking fees from all of that. So that's money we're like putting in back to the startup. So that was how we were able to build to this stage.
That's fantastic. So you now build a platform. People have been hearing about you. People had already started paying. Pay. So people have to pay a fee to go get on the platform. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happens to you? So when you collect whatever it is royalty you collect, how does that system work? How does the payment part of it? It's automated. How does that work? So that
Yeah.
because that will build some kind of trust. People
Yeah.
know
Yes.
it's automated. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So on the platform, we have because we understand that there are different levels of artists. We have artists that are just starting out today. They just make decision. Let's say, for instance, I just want to distribute my music. I just want my music to be out on all platforms so that I can tell my friends to be able to do. They're not necessarily serious about the music. They just want to like have something out there. Then we have a plan called Starter. Because we're making it out like $2 a month. So with
Mhm.
that, you can distribute your song. Then we have another one called Groups. That's like $7 a month.
So different tiers.
Yes, yes. And the last one is high priority. So this one you don't necessarily have to pay. There's some artists that we, based on the data we have, because we have a lot of artists using our platform already. So we can be able to see that okay, this person is growing, is already making some sort of royalties. Okay, you don't need to pay to join the platform again. You don't need to renew your subscription. Now we are going to give you label services. We are going to market you like way record labels are doing. We are going to promote you, brand you, market you. Then we take a
Mhm.
commission from your royalties. So how it
Yeah.
works is that once we get the royalties, is available on the artist dashboard. Then
Mhm.
anytime, any day, even if it's 2 a.m. in the night, they want to withdraw their royalties, they can just click withdraw and they get it instantly. What we've done is that we've integrated our system to the African financial system for stuff like Paystack. So
So you
because
build API. Is it an API integration?
yeah, yes. So once
Okay.
we get these royalties, we
That's
just
fantastic.
make it available on each artist. We send it directly to their artist for payouts. Then it's available on their wallets anytime, any day they want to withdraw by any means, any currency. So for
Mhm.
instance, another way is that if they want to withdraw, let's say for instance, they want to withdraw $1,000,
Mm.
and we are in Nigeria, because me myself, when I was doing music production and distribution for artists, whenever we collect these royalties, we tend to look for, I don't know if you remember, Aboki. This would used to change dollars to
Yeah.
naira
Yeah.
or naira to dollar. We
Yeah.
call them Aboki in Nigeria.
Yeah.
So sometimes you want to do something in the night and you have to go to the Aboki side in the morning to change that thing. So what we've done is that you can exchange your currency, that's your royalties, from the
Mm.
US dollars to your local currency without any need. So if you have your royalties, you get it in your currency. So you don't need to stress to look for any unnecessary advocate with huge exchange rates.
Yeah.
Understand? So make it very simple. Just one simple click, you get it instantly.
That's fantastic. So just another curiosity before we move on. So
Yeah,
we're talking about your platform now, and we know that platforms have to be robust. And maybe that's not your forte, that might be your partner's forte, the technical part of things. So how were
okay.
you able to build? Because if that platform is not robust, then it will start failing or
Yeah,
start getting over. You understand what I'm saying? It will start
yeah,
crashing.
yeah.
So what kind of platform did you build? How were you able to make that platform robust enough for it not to crash or anything like that?
Okay. Okay, yeah. No, I told you I've watched. In fact, I've watched all the videos on Y Combinator.
Mm.
To I don't know if I Combinator.
I know Y Combinator. Yeah.
Yes, yes. I think even this their early spring application, we applied for it. So
Mm.
I have some sort of how to build a startup knowledge from my research on YouTube. So the first thing we did is that since I have a technical founder that is very experienced in building stuff that are scalable, currently now we have AWS as our partners, so our infrastructure is like very strong, and we
Mm.
have them every now and then. Some of their technical team they come to just check. They even give us up to 5,000 credit because of how $5,000 in credit because of how they believe on our platform. So another thing is that we also have partnership with Symphonic. Symphonic is a global industry distribution platform, but they don't necessarily focus on African artists. Like they are more of like global standards. So their system are set up in a kind of way that okay, you still have to have dollar card, and so because of their global, they can't just because even when I was discussing with them, they should do. We're not able to do that. So we're like, okay, can you give us some kind of access to your system? Then we build our own infrastructure. We just need okay for some platforms that will not be able to because we don't just distribute to just Spotify. We have some African streaming platforms that are rising. So we want to connect with you. So they are like our friends. So we're able to like okay do some of their infrastructure to connect with ours. So that's how we've been able to make our system strong.
That's fantastic. You definitely know you know your stuff.
Yes, and
So
also we have another partnership, not just from the technical side. Another thing that we've done so we have advisors. For instance, we have a pocket lawyer like a legal firm. So we don't just want something that okay, because I think this something you just said now. I met somebody in a conference. He told me something said that if you can be able to build this and it doesn't break, this is something that can last for a generation. So because of that mindset, we have to settle down on making the infrastructure work, not just contain just 10 people, something that will work and will be able to serve these people. So both from the legal side, we have for our legal advisors, we also have our partnership. We have earlier partnership with Starling Bank. I don't know if Starling Bank.
I don't
So
Taliban.
yeah, yeah, we're using them at first to collect payment, also pay artists. Yeah.
Okay. So every time you talk, there's always a question that comes to my mind. So now I've completely abandoned my questions there for now. To ask about your partnerships with outside, because now you've talked about what you've done is quite impressive. And
Yeah,
there's one at the end that I'm going to be asking because I'm doing a solo episode that's going to round up technology and the perception of technology in the West and in emerging worlds, right?
yeah,
How have you been able to partner, not partner, but obviously your integration is with all these multiple platforms, with Spotify and all the other
yeah.
kind of distribution platforms. How have you been able to do that? Is it just pure technology integration, or do you have to go through some certain steps talking to people? Because this trust issue, especially when it comes to
Yeah,
Nigeria, is
yeah.
the problem when you're trying to do partnership with the West, with
Okay. Yes. Yes. So
develop, you know.
yes, I've been able to do that. If you should go to my LinkedIn, I basically post a lot about my field. That's what I do. And even before now, I have experience in the music business. I've produced for a lot of people and I also have distributed for a lot of people. So I already have catalog already. You
Mm,
understand? They've checked, they've confirmed that okay, they've checked that okay, this person is actively in this field, and you cannot just come empty like that. You
mm,
understand? You have to show them something. So I was like, okay, we've been able to gather this catalog up to 800 songs here, but we want to scale up. You understand? This is what we have, and because they knew that okay, this is something big, and obviously Africa is very big. It's a growing market,
the
the
green market,
youngest in the world. Yeah. So because of that, they're able to trust us and yeah, work with us.
so they know they can make money.
Obviously.
It's all about making money, isn't it? So they know they can
Yes,
make money.
yes. They know
So
that they
how,
can.
Yeah, so how do you ensure that you are the cutting edge? Meaning that if there's any platform that emerges for
Mm.
music, that Songdis is always, you always be able to get more partnership, all those distribution for your art.
Yes.
How do you do that?
Yes, we've been able to do that so far is that it's very simple, Sha.
Mhm.
We just stay close to our users in the
Mm,
sense that so earlier this year, about 4 months ago, we had an event, we called it Creative Unpack. So Creative Unpack is an event whereby artists, producers, music executive, we gather them in the same room and
mhm,
then we educate them on music business. We educate them on how to make money. We also spotlight some of these artists to perform. We have some artists that in fact, there's one lady that performed there. She has not performed anywhere in her life. And immediately she finished performing, she started crying. I was like, thank you. This is my first time performing. Somebody that has not seen his brother for more than 4 years. They were able to meet in that event. So how we've been able to do that, we are just like close to our users, which
mhm,
other platforms. So because obviously they are global, they
mhm,
have the bigger boys that they are attending to. So what we are doing is that we don't just want song this to just be a platform that will just come and go. We want to stay close to the people. So what we are doing is that we are educating them, we are meeting them, we are inviting them for events, we are giving them opportunities in the music industry, we are showing
mhm.
support in any
You're
way we
building a
can.
community. You're
Yes,
building a
exactly.
community. You're making human connections. It's not just
Yes,
technology.
yes,
Yeah, that's
yes,
fantastic. That's good.
yes.
So another question that just popped to my mind is, you have the music industry that is very competitive, production, people that have made it, people that are, and there's a kind of cutthroat aspect to that, to music that I've heard
Yeah,
about. Oh,
yeah,
how have you been able to, because I know that you're not as, because you're in the technology part, but at some point there's a kind of spillover, isn't it? How have you
yeah.
been able to manage with those people that are already there? How have you been able to manage those relationships? Or are you able to work separately from them? Or are you looking at partnership from them? People that have been there who are the godfathers of the.
Oh, okay,
You know what I
okay,
mean?
okay. Yeah, I understand. In Africa, yeah, there are not much platforms like us. I think they're not even up to 10 in Africa here. But if you're talking about record labels,
Yes.
because there's difference between record label and distribution company. Every record label, they need a distribution platform. In the past, when there's no streaming platform, record label use distributions to sell their CDs and all of that. So for us, how we've been able to, because number one, on our platform, if any record label should sign you, they keep ownership of your song. Even after you leave, they still retain ownership of it. And also, they retain a certain control. They might tell you that, okay, I want you to sing like this. I want you to sing like, because this is what is selling. But for us, you retain ownership and control over your work. So you can decide to work with us today, and the next time you're dropping your song, we don't want to drop it through us. So we are giving the artist independency, and we don't own any of your work. We just take commission from your royalties and also from your subscription. So we don't. So because of that, the artists want control. They don't necessarily want you to tell them exactly how they want their art to be. And artists are these days, most artists are scared of record labels because we might end up signing a record label and after 2 years start having issues. So some artists just want to stay independent and grind their way to the top. So I think because of that alone, because we are giving artists control over their work and also ownership over their work, you distribute it doesn't necessarily mean we own your work. It belongs to you. But for record label, once they invest in you, they own you. Even if you should leave the record label, obviously most record labels are like that. They tend to like retain ownership of that song because it's part of their assets. But for us, yes, for us, you are just giving us the permission to be able to like exploit it for you. But anytime you want to probably leave, you can do that without any struggles. But we want our client to stay with us for a
Mm.
very long time. So that's why we are trying to make sure that okay, whatever we've promised these artists, we are giving them what we promised to retain them. I don't know
Okay,
if I've been able to answer your question.
and you are giving them a chance as well. You're actually
Yeah.
giving them a chance. You get well,
Yes.
when the artist a chance because, like you said, the record labels maybe they are looking for the next superstar, and it's very difficult to even predict who the next superstar will be. You might take an artist that shows promise from the beginning, and they might not necessarily scale up, or they might.
Yes.
But for
So
you,
even between now and then, record labels like come to us like, okay, I'm looking for this artist to sign. So because our platform is open to all, so we
mhm,
can be able to spot. For instance, now we have this guy. His name is DJ Shaolin. He has
mhm.
more than I think he has more than, if I'm not mistaken, more than 600 million views on TikTok alone. And this is person that's not is inside streets.
600 million views. How? Where is he from?
It's not even signed. It's normal TikTok. The world is
Yes,
global.
na TikTok. Yeah, if people like you, you blow.
Yes, that's it. So he's always making all this funny Yoruba, all this Mara dance. This I don't know if you know, maybe I will send it to you
I'll
later.
go and look for him, man.
Yes. So he has lot of numbers on his, and not just him. You are seeing different people. Somebody might just do a video today and just post on TikTok and it will go viral. And since it's
No, it's
music,
TikTok.
you
Yeah.
cannot tell people what they want. So people might
Mhm.
just like what they decide. They don't necessarily want to know if you are signed or not. So
No,
because
no.
we have that data, as record label can come to us, we can be able to point, okay, this person is going. This person has 2 songs that he has done that we are seeing. We feel like, okay, if we should invest money in him, if we should invest more, you will get. So if the artist is open to that, then they tend to sign. So we are working with both the artists and both the record label. We are not
Oh,
working against them, but we are
you're
working with them.
working with them. Ah, you're
Yes.
in a very sweet spot. You're in a sweet spot.
Yeah.
So let me now come and look at the question that I put here because I want to look at we talked about payment system and you already talked about the way payment system are not favorable to I don't for me I don't see if somebody is taking 30% of payments from your payments because you are not one of the people that are signed whatever treaty or tax treaty that is bad and taking it
Yeah.
from Africa. So you are not taking it from the developed world. You're taking it from an emerging nations. This is what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
Who need every penny? That is a broke. That is bad.
Yes, actually, very bad.
Doesn't sound good at all. So I might probably do an episode on payment, just trying to
Yes.
understand what it means.
And even this problem, when I posted about it on LinkedIn, that was even one of the way I was able to get some of our partners because most of these people, like, I don't know if they don't know. Some of them know, but it's like the government, the way their government policy is started over there, so it's messy for us. So that's why we have to step in and build our own custom solution. Even as they said, okay, after they take this 30%, because after I've done so many research, they're like, okay, you can apply for tax refund. But how many artists in Africa will be able to
Because
apply?
you just go see that. I don't even understand because, for example, like I have things that I do, my own projects that I do with my writing.
Yeah.
And I fill out a tax. I fill out tax from Amazon and all those ones. And because I'm a non-resident of the US, I need to fill out the tax form to say I'm a non-resident of the US. So I will not be taxed. The US will
Mm.
not tax me. My
Yeah.
own country, the UK, will tax me. That's fine. You understand where
Okay.
I'm coming from? But for you to now say, oh, you are non-resident, we're taking 30%, not even 10%, we're taking 30% from
Compulsory.
I don't
You cannot,
understand.
I cannot avoid it.
I can't understand. So I'm going to do some exploration of that and understand that more.
Yeah, thank
So
you.
let me see what else I want to ask. While we're there, let me ask you a question about the future. Yeah? Because
Yeah.
we talk for a bit now. Let me ask you a question about the future because we know that especially Nigeria is going to the young population in Nigeria has tripped the older population now. So
Yeah,
at some point, Nigeria is going to have the youngest population in the world, and people like you guys are going to just make things explode, make
yeah.
things fantastic. So when people look at technology like AI, for example, AI technology, from
Mm,
my from where I am now in the West, there's a caution around AI technology. There's use cases, there's people using it for different things now, but there's a lot of
mm,
caution around it, there's a lot of ethics around it. But when I look at Africa and I look at other emerging nations, I see the adoption. I see people wanting to adopt it and use it to scale up. So it's two different perceptions. And people like feel that, oh, maybe places that Africa might be left behind. For me, from when I spoke to funny enough, the co-creator of Shazam was one of the people that I interviewed on this,
Um,
and we had that discussion. And I said the way I'm looking at it, it's like a bootstrap. Places like Africa will bootstrap the technology. They will, even with all the infrastructure, all the issues that they have, they will bootstrap things and they will scale up. So they're probably not going to explode the way things will explode in the West. It will be a different way, but they will get there. There's that, the fact that I feel that Africa is doing well placed, but we're not the origins. Sometimes we're not the origin of that technology. So, for
yeah,
example, what you're doing at the moment, you're doing it on AWS,
yeah,
created by Amazon. You're doing it on what already exists.
yes,
So, there are two fun questions I have. One question is how you see the future in terms of what you think can happen in Africa. And question two is, do you think we'd ever come to a point where we start that ground level? So we depend, completely rely on ourselves. So we have our own AWS, we have our own Spotify, we have our own. We're not
yeah.
reliant on somebody
Oh,
else,
and outside,
Azure, all those people. We're not reliant on that. I know most technology companies partner with them, but I want us
yeah,
to have our own Africa AWS. So
yeah.
question one is seeing the future. Let's start with question one, which is how do you see the future for Africa in terms of the technology we have?
Infrastructure.
Yeah, the technology we
Yes,
have now.
yes.
Bypassing some of the problems we have. Because we have the
Okay.
infrastructure issue. Because if we sit down and talk about infrastructure, we start talking about politics and governments. Bypassing that,
Yeah.
how do we get up?
Yes, I think it has to do with strong resilience and also because for me, I attend a lot of tech conferences in Lagos here. So because of that, I've been able to see a lot of things that young people are building. So for stuff like, I think I have somebody that is building something like AWS that is in Lagos that it doesn't even have strong funding, but they are doing it already. You understand? So it's not even. I don't think it's even far anymore. Understand?
No.
It just takes a bit of time because from what's happening already, people are already building some of these things already. Some people are building their own servers. Some people are trying to build their own data center. It's happening already. If there is, I think if it's growing. It's just that it's growing gradually. It should just take like little time and government too. I know you said you should not mention government, but I think
Oh,
government
God.
has to do. Yes, government has to do a lot because right now there's a lot of empowerment, a lot of because every Africans they okay. Yeah, there's a lot of empowerment going. So I feel like it's not something that's impossible. It is happening already, but we just need a little bit of maybe push from our government. Let's say, for instance, we have some of these platforms already. For instance, you want to say Spotify. I know Just Play. Just Play is a streaming platform owned by Nigerian, and they are doing well. Like Just Play, they are from Just. You understand? I don't know if you know Just that's Plateau.
I know just,
So
yeah.
yeah, some of these platforms are existing. It just takes time for the people to adapt. Just need that the government just need to support. Because like if you go to places like China, they don't use WhatsApp there, they use WeChat because it's so it takes like government has to add some policy. Maybe there's going to be some limitation from all these foreign platform that will like enable our local because the idea already, trust me, Nigerians like to build and even in challenges, that's when you see great innovators like they are building mad stuff, but just that we just need to, yes, we just need, okay, our people to be proud of us. Even when we started building some of this, we had issues like that. Many people might want to say, "Oh, this platform, are you trusted?" The government just need to like empower the people building this infrastructure and place them above. I know it's possible. We are doing it already. Like people are building servers for Africa. People are building where you can buy domain that belongs to. Okay, let's say for instance, there's one time AWS was down and a lot of companies even in Nigeria were having issues. But those people that are building African infrastructure or owned by us, they were able to like ours is active or you can because of that some people are switching to that. So it's just going to take time, but it will definitely work.
The government supports.
Yeah, government supports.
Fantastic. And with Songdis, for example, now, is it so? Is it all over the world or is it just Africa? Where is it now? Are you local? So I just want to, I'm curious.
Yeah. So this is because whenever I say we have African artists, most
Mm-hmm.
people usually used to think it's just for people that are living in Africa. Song this is for Africans, even for Africans living globally. We are addressing the issues of Africans living in Africa, but also what we've noticed is that, for instance, we have some clients in Australia. We have some clients in the UK, in the US that are probably Nigerians or other Africans that have migrated there, but they still want to trust their music, or they feel like, okay, this Afrobeat I'm singing, I feel like it's an African music distribution platform that can carry this song. They fit carry my matter for head. So yeah, so we are building for Africans living anywhere that want to distribute their music globally. Yeah, we've seen different people, even some people like when we started, we wanted to just build for Africans, like just Nigerians and sub-Sahara Africa. But we get meals even from people with different parts of the world. I want to pay Brazil, I want to pay from this, how can I pay? So we noticed that, okay, there are Africans also, like how Afrobeats was able to be exported globally. We have people in the UK that are enjoying Afrobeats or that still like jollof rice. Songdis is going to be that platform that even if you're an African living even in space, you still want to use Songdis to distribute because there is that cultural understanding. On our platform, we have some people that don't necessarily understand English, local artists, somebody called from Enugu State. The person does not necessarily understand English, but they want to get their music out there. We have our team member that understand Igbo, that can able to understand what that person wants and able to. So yeah, we are not just building for just people living in Africa. We're building for Africans living globally. We are helping them get their
Current,
music
yeah.
everywhere globally. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Thank
I
you.
wanted to ask the question around, the question was playing around my mind and then it
So I
just,
remember.
it just flew away. But I think I
Okay.
wanted to ask, yes, I know what I wanted to ask about your funding. So how did you get about, because you got an MBA accelerator funding. Can you explain more about that and what is the future for you? What are your vision for getting more funding and scaling up?
Yes, okay. Let me start with how we got into NBA. Ever since when we started building some this, my CTO, which is my co-founder, because obviously we started with a lot of people because anybody I just meet that have some intelligence, I just say, "Alpha, come and join us." We give, but they end up leaving. So we knew that okay, we needed funds. So my CTO always encouraged, okay, I should apply for all those things. So I was also applying for grants, a lot of stuff like that, grants, pre-seed investments. And that was how I was able to. Some of them will be like, "Oh, we don't invest in music. We don't invest in music," because they feel like, okay, we are just another streaming platform. They feel like, oh, there's Spotify, the Apple Music. Why should they invest? But they do not understand that we are actually music distribution platform. So when we applied to NBA, I don't even know that they will choose us because I've applied to a lot. The day I
Mm,
applied for that application, I opened the application. I did not fill it because it was very long. I just if I should apply for this now, we might not get in. I just leave it. Then the next day, the tab was still open on my laptop. Then I applied for it. And by the grace of God, out of like 12, they said 12 million people showed interest and
mm,
700 people startup applied. And
mhm,
then they pick top 12. We were part of the top 12 that they pick. From top 12, they got us into mentorship for 4 months. We're doing a lot of teachings for
mm,
mentors,
mm,
marketing, sales, business administration, stuff like that. Then from
mhm,
there, they now say, okay, they're going to pick top 10. Then
mhm,
that's top 10 will be able to pitch for the demo day at Kigali, Rwanda. They're bringing a lot of business executive, people from OpenAI, people from even from the government of Rwanda. So to God be the glory, they picked us among the 10 people. They fly us to Kigali on the demo day. We pitch, and by the grace of God, we are among the top five. We need top five startup, and
mm,
I think some of the prizes that we're able to get into Carnegie University of Technology in Kigali. They'll provide workspace for us, and also they'll provide up to $70,000 in both market research and also try to get us up. So for us right now, we are just trying to focus on see how we can grow ourselves, because for somebody like me and for some of members of my team, I will not say it's not as if I will not say we are experienced. We know we understand what we are building, but tech is another word for us. You understand? So we are open for mentorship to be able to understand
Okay.
where to go, and also to raise funds. We are still trying to raise our pre-seed investment, because all so far we've just bootstrapped. So we are still trying to see how we can get investors so that we can scale our users from 1,200 to a million users. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Fantastic.
that's yeah.
AI is playing a big role in so many things. And then there's all these builds. Look at the AI technology innovations by, I don't know whether it's Google, because I'm always looking to see what is going on in Nigeria and the rest of Africa. So, how do you see AI playing a role in what you do at the
Okay,
moment?
AI is already playing a role in our, because we have an AI future. On Songdis, you can be able to. So the main people, our target audience or customer profile are emerging artists, and most of the time, these artists don't necessarily have artwork that is cover the picture to attach to their song, album art. So most of the time, they end up generating album art maybe from Meta or ChatGPT, and then they upload with their song.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they upload with their song. But what we've noticed, sometimes the image is not specific, it's not, yeah. So what we've done is that we built our own AI. We call it IO AI. So
Mhm.
what IO AI do is that it can help you when you are uploading. If you don't have an artwork, you can generate an artwork with just your imagination. Then our AI will be able to generate an album artwork for you. Another thing we are doing is that our AI can be able to generate, because most artists, independent emerging artists, they don't know how to write their biography because they are not PR people. So they have to leave their biography empty. On some of these platforms like Spotify, you have to put your biography in some of those about, so that people can know you. So with our IO AI, you can use it to generate your biography. You can use it
Okay.
to ask analytics question in conversation. So you can ask, okay, how many streams do I have in Lagos? Because most distribution platform, you will just see the data, and sometimes it's confusing. So we feel if it's text, artists can be able to, especially the ones that don't necessarily have, they're not technical. So you can be able
Mhm.
to ask you, how many streams do I have in Lagos? To tell you how many streams you have in Lagos, and also tell you what you need to do to boost your stream, stuff like that.
So, so,
Marketing
so your
insights.
yeah, so because I think what you built are GPTs, right? Your AIs, are they GPTs?
No, 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 no. They are not connected to Open AI. So,
Mm.
yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah,
how have you
so I told you we have a partnership with
yeah,
AWS. So
yeah.
we built in from AWS. Yeah, so be
So
able to like
what I'm saying that those specific AI tool like IO AI, is that your partner that built that from scratch, or
no,
did it
it's our I don't necessarily know how it's works, because I'm not the
yeah,
technical guy,
yeah.
but it's built, but we're giving access to some part of access like an infrastructure. Just when you have crude oil now, you
Mm.
now know what, if you want to refine it to kerosene or petrol or
Yeah,
stuff like
because
that.
it sounds like a GPT to me, which is a GPT
Okay.
is yeah, an automation that you build. You give it a name, but at the back end, you've put in all the things you want that automation to do.
Okay,
So
maybe that's how it sounds.
the person using it does not see the back end, they don't see the
Yeah,
machinery behind it, but it sits on top of OpenAI.
yeah,
So OpenAI
yes.
will be at the back end, and what you're doing is that you're just building a GPT. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, yes, you said AWS you use. I think that's how it was, yeah.
So it might be on top of other layers of AI. So it's easy to then just be specific about what you want, and you test it again and again and add more functionalities to it. But your people,
Yes,
it will be useful for your people.
yeah.
So question, I think we're near the end of the podcast now. So well, you've done very well. So what is your vision? Because now you've got the MBA funding and all that. What's your vision for Songdis? What do you want to see? How do you do? Because now you want brand, sometimes brand and brand partnership would raise the profile of any business. So because of
Yeah.
the way you are now, maybe you'll be having some partnership and at the same time you have a vision for what you want in the future. So
Yes,
your
yes.
future for the next 5 years, and then your blue sky thinking, which is future for the far future.
Okay. In the next 5 years, what we want some this to be is very simple. We want some this to be an operating system for every creatives in Africa or every African creative. So what we mean by that is that you'll be able to not only distribute your song, you're able to sell other digital assets. So let's say for instance, we have some of our users that are already reaching out to us that okay, they want to sell their tickets, they have events coming. Can they be able to sell their ticket on Songdis? So we want to make it more of like an all-in-one operating system where you can talk to your users, you can send them more of a you can send them an email, all of them at once. They get to talk to the communicate with your users. You generate revenue in the sense that you can sell your tickets. We have other tools like private link. You can store your digital products for not to be stolen. We have a blockchain we are attaching to that whenever, because most times when artists make a song and they want to send it, there's easily fear of piracy. So
Mm.
you can
So
save your song.
blockchain
Yes,
technology as
yeah, more of an operating system. All everything you want is already there. You can publish your music in the sense that
well.
so
Don't go anywhere, yeah.
yeah, and I know you talked
We
about
got your back. We got your back. Huh?
yeah. I know you
So,
talked about you do you understand publishing. So music has publishing to that has to deal with the just the lyrics. There's
mm,
another part of music industry. It's called music publishing. So it deals with the composers of the lyrics, just
mhm.
the lyrics. Because in music we have some people that are not necessarily the singers or the performers. They only write the music. You can also get your publishing royalties there too. Yeah. So more of like in the next 5 years, song this is going to be the go-to platform for if you are saying 1 to 5 for the longest run, that is in the nearest future. That's when
Mhm.
after I'm gone. And because our vision is to be able to like leave a legacy in the world
Yeah.
before we leave. And I feel like music is one of the things that can live us long, very long. We want to be able to preserve African music catalog and serve them for the longest time. And
Own,
if there are
yeah, own
yes,
intellectual property. Yeah.
yes. And if there are like 10 African creative, 8 of them will be using song this, or 8 of them has used song. If there's any superstar, global superstar
Started somewhere.
image,
They started with song this.
yes, they've worked with song this,
Mm.
or yeah, something more of a go-to. But I don't know if I don't, when you are in Nigeria, I believe you know how you used to see close up everywhere in every
Mm.
Africa.
You want
There's one.
you want song
There's
this to be everywhere.
Yeah, there's one time I thought that all other toothpaste are called close up
Close
because
up.
how close up was the
Branding. It's
branding
branding.
and
Yeah,
yes,
branding.
and so I also that any toothpaste is close up. Maybe so that's how I want song this to be like okay, every African creative that wants to grow and wants to generate revenue, wants to protect their work. Yeah, song this is going to be like the go-to platform for that. So that's
And I
like our yeah.
and I believe you. The reason I believe you is that I think when you know music, you already know the production of music. You have very sound experience in the production of music. And you've gone out to start doing all your research around funding, around what is out there, around. So you know your stuff. If you know your stuff, and then you understand about grassroots, about growing slowly, not
Yes.
out there, but scaling up, having your MVP and scaling up from there. I think, my goodness, I'm looking out for you.
Thank
So,
you.
my one question around that is, I think I asked and I did do a quick research. Do you have competitors out there that are doing what some this is doing? I'm not saying that means that they will strip you or anything like that. What does it mean?
Okay. Okay. You asked if we have competitors currently.
Competitors, yeah.
Yes, we have competitors currently in the global scale. We have stuff like DistroKid. I don't know if we have TuneCore. And in Nigeria, we have other distributors like we have one called DAPA, but those ones mainly focus on setting independent artists that are already doing well. Yeah, so we have competitors, but necessarily we are not very. We are. I'm not saying we are bothered. We are not because like we have a roadmap which is we want to be like that go-to platform. So we want people to grow with us, the younger generations. So yeah, and since there is competitor, I think it means that okay, we are on the right path. So we have competitors, but they are not many.
So you are growing because one of the you have to, it's a way of looking at okay the global brands that have grown worldwide. What is their origin story and how have they managed to survive? And
Okay,
one of the which you're already doing, which is building your community because community builds loyalty. If people are loyal to you, they don't want to go elsewhere. If you're looking after them, they don't want to go elsewhere.
it's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
And
yeah.
before we close, I just want to say we close. We hit up 1 billion streams yesterday. Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
across our
One
catalog and
billion streams.
1 billion. Yes,
Huge,
yes. In
huge.
just 1 year. Tomorrow being 28th of December will be 1 year since we launched Songdis. We launched Songdis about a
Oh,
year ago.
congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm watching and I'm so interested, very interested. I'm so pleased that you came under my radar, that your
Thank you
team
so
reached out.
much.
Yeah, your team reached out and I'm happy that I did my due diligence and we've been able to speak.
Thank
So
you so much.
so where can people reach you? If people want to reach out to you, where are the places that they can find you?
Okay, if you want to maybe use Song This, it's very simple. You can just go to www.songthis.com. But if you want to reach out to me personally on Instagram, Melody Songs, that's Melody MELODYSONGZZ. On Twitter, the same thing. Then on LinkedIn, Melody Nehemiah. If you want to work with us, invest, anything, ask questions, you can send me an email at melody@songdis.com. Yeah, thank you.
I'm not finishing that. Just one question just popped into my mind that I should ask you. So, if there are
Okay.
people, young people that are wanting to develop as you've developed now and in different industries, not just music and all that, what's your advice to them?
One advice I would say is that it's not impossible to do anything you can think of. As long as you believe in that thing, you can do it. Trust me, when we started building song, this what I know now, I don't know it like 80% of what I know now. I don't know it when we started building songs. So you don't wait for it to have the full clarity. As long as you believe in it and just be very resilient because there's definitely going to be challenges like beyond what you've imagined. It's not going to come easy, but what is going to push you, make you go forward is that your resilience, that spirit of not giving up. That spirit is going to like bring clarity, it's going to bring support, it's going to bring funding. Just make sure that you do not die. Yeah, that's just I have to say.
And this one is for old and young because you can start it at any age because we're in the
Yes.
digital world now where yes, it's not easy, but whatever age and whichever ever stage you're at, you can always reinvent yourself. Just go and learn your stuff because Melody, you have demonstrated that if you have domain knowledge of something and then you want to scale up or you want to do other things, you have to do some studies, you have to do research, you have to know what
Yeah.
you've done everything. Very impressive. And
Thank you.
you know something, I'm looking forward to interviewing you some other time. I'm looking for maybe a year from now. Let's see. And we might even bring some of the artists on board. Because, yeah,
Yes, we might even be doing it physically. So it might be when I'm in the
I think
UK and I might just.
I'm coming to Lagos anyway. I'm coming to Lagos.
Eh, okay,
Yeah,
when are you coming this year or next year? This year is
early
already.
next, early next year.
Okay. We won't have the workspace already, so yeah,
Oh,
free to
so I
yeah.
might come in and just look at that. That's fantastic. I'll reach out.
Yes.
And when I
Yes.
come, I'll definitely
Yeah.
reach out. Because this has
All
been an
right.
amazing interview. Thank
All
you
right.
so much, Melody,
Thank
for
you.
speaking to me and wish you the best luck and blessing for Song
Thank
This.
you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you so much for actually taking, I think, almost 1 hour or more than 1 hour of your time to
No,
speak.
1 hour, 1 hour, 40 minutes.
Wow. I was like, before the interview, I was like, oh, what am I going to see for 1 hour? But
I
everything
don't
moves smoothly.
I don't follow because I just said those questions. They are just leads in case we load that because I just follow the natural rhythm of the person as opposed to me trying to
Yeah.
force questions. And you can see that I followed
Yeah.
your journey. So it's fantastic.
Yeah, and what you are doing is actually very good. I believe somebody like me will be able to watch this video some of them and find something meaningful. Just as
Yeah.
how I've watched a lot of videos from other founders that have done great things in Nigeria and Africa generally. And thank you on behalf of my team and the entire African artists that we are representing. I just want to say we are very grateful for taking out your time to speak with us, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Melody.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
And same to you. So that was Melody Nehemiah of Songdis. So impressive. I am so blown away by this. I'm so excited because I absolutely love music. I love listening to music. I sing a little bit, not into one great time, but I sing a little bit. But I love music, especially African music. I listen to jazz, I listen to different 80s music, 80s beats, from the 80s, music from the 80s, R&B. Afrobeat for some reason has a kind of I don't know, I got a kind of love for Afrobeat that I can sit down when I'm writing and I write to Afrobeat and I'm excited about it. And what Song This is doing, creating a channel for those who are coming. There will be a lot of like they're not going out there to filter. So everybody has a chance. And those ones that resonate out there will do well. And those who are starting out will have a chance. So there's no gatekeeping. There's not that sense of, oh, somebody is gatekeeping and trying to choose who is good or who is not good. But you have the chance out there to be judged, not judged per se, but to be listened to by those out there. And you might even have your. So this is what excites me about the podcast about talking tech with creatives. The last interview, one interview that I had was with a film producer who is out in Africa producing. You would have watched it. If you watched that, you'd have watched it before this podcast and doing it independently and getting funding, producing not Afrofuture, but I'm going to try and remember now. Not sci-fi, but I'll remember now. Speculative, producing speculative African films and doing it under his own steam and developing his own community. And that's what is exciting for me, having the chance to be able to be grassroots and be in a space where it's not necessarily for everybody, it's not popular, it's not mass, but there are people that are interested in it. So that's what this is all about, is catching those people, not letting them fall between the crack. So I'm hope that you continue. What I ask is subscribe, follow, whatever to support the podcast in any way. I'm going to be having a Patreon and look out for that. I'll be launching it for those that want extra on top of what I'm already doing. But I'm not going to stop this. I'm going to continue because it's just exciting to see what is out there. If you don't start something, how are you going to know what is out there? When I started, I was like, oh, there's a lot of people doing podcasts on technology already. There's a lot of people doing podcasts on culture. But that intersection is important because culture and art and creativity, they cannot function now without technology. And technology itself has to recognize that the creative sector, they need the creative sector. So it's not exploiting the creative sector, it's to have a way that both work. And then when you look at imaginations, and I'm going to explore that where somewhere like where obviously Nigeria or somewhere in Africa, that when an artist is paid $1,000, 30% of that goes to a tax system. And I don't know whether that tax system, I don't know which country, I need to check why, what I'll be speaking to an expert. I'll be bringing an expert onto the podcast to come and talk about that, especially what are the regulations around developed nation and emerging nations regarding payments, regarding so if you're creating something in the emerging world where $1,000 will go a long way. Why are you taking 30%? If I develop the same thing in the UK, you know that the UK will tax me. They will tax me because it's my home country. So you will not tax me in that other country because I fill out a tax form to say I'm not resident in your country. So why are you taxing? Why is that tax system there? That's taking a lot. So yeah, that this is very exciting for me. So I'll be doing more exploration. And yeah, so I'm going to be doing my solo episode as well to round off the year and to just do a speak on what I think in my own what I think about what all of this is and what I've done so far, looking at the people that I've spoken to, and to say a big thank you to everybody that have spoken to me in 2025 to make this podcast continue. So thank you. And yeah, have a nice day, morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Thank you very much.